I believe with my diverse background in healthcare and nursing that I'd make a great asset to your team as a clinical trainer. Today I'd like to teach you how to take a manual blood pressure. Manual blood pressures are still the most accurate way to tell a person's blood pressure. So I'd like to introduce Chad. He is our patient today and he's going to allow me to take his blood pressure. Chad, you know what your normal blood pressure generally runs?
It's generally 130 over 80.
Okay, great, because that's a good start. When you know when somebody when somebody's blood pressure is kind of around the same numbers, you know where to start when we start taking the blood pressure. What we need for the blood pressures is a blood pressure cuff, which we have here, a gauge, and also a valve with the pump, as well as a stethoscope. So in order to start taking the blood pressure, the first thing we need to do is have Chad sit straight up, feet on the floor, his arm out with slightly bent at the elbow with his palm up. And then we go ahead and slide the blood pressure cuff on him, roll his sleeve up to his upper arm, and we're going to take the blood pressure and just kind of snugly put it around his arm. Being able to still put 2 fingers through the blood pressure cuff that it's not too tight. What we'll do is, since he knows his blood pressure is 130, with the pump, we're going to pump up our gauge to 150. By doing that, you go ahead and turn the valve clockwise so it can't turn anymore, and then you'll be pumping up with this and pump it up to 150. Once we hit 150, we're going to slowly release this valve counterclockwise so we can hear, so the numbers are going down. And once we hear the first thump or a gallop or a tapping sound, that's going to be our first number that we keep track of. We're going to continue hearing, you're going to continue hearing thumps and gallops, and once you don't hear anymore, that's going to be your bottom number. So now we'll go ahead and demonstrate exactly how to take his blood pressure. What we'll do for demonstration purposes is go ahead and have Chad hold the gauge in his hand. We find his pulse by putting 2 fingers at the bend of his elbow, and that's his brachial artery. This is where we're going to place our stethoscope to be able to hear the heart pounding and the heart resting. So go ahead and hear it. I'm going to take the valve, like I said, clockwise, pump it up to 150. Our gauge is at 150. Slowly release the valve. And once I hear the first number, which I have, at 128, continue. And then I didn't hear a number. The galloping in that stopped at about 80. So Chad's pretty much right on target. His blood pressure is about 128 over 80, which is a very good blood pressure for a gentleman his age. Anyhow, I do thank Chad for being part of our demonstration, and I thank you for taking the time to watch my video.